This is Stuff You Like. I'm Jill Bearup, and my current hobby/obsession is fake fighting. Not the pro wrestling kind, like the stage combat kind. Because actual fighting is scary, but pretending to kick the snot out of people with swords or nunchucks or Escrima is not just fun, it's like super duper fun. So you should come with me on a journey. Not like a figurative X Factor style journey, but a literal actual journey to Sandwich, Kent, where I went on the Academy of Performance Combat's intensive summer course. Advanced level, and I took my camera. I think we gotta call this day 1. Day 0 was yesterday, when we all arrived. Then we did some rolling. There was rolling. There was also a game called the Circle of Death, where we had to spar with the apprentices. So that was a fun time. Warm-up starts at 9, and then we're all gonna sweat horribly, but also learn some weapons, so it's gonna be good. It's the end of the fight choreography part of day 1. Which was found weapons and nunchucks. So it was found weapons in the morning and nunchucks in the afternoon. We all hit ourselves with nunchucks a lot. And then we hit each other with nunchucks, and that was also good. For found weapons, we're kind of set up in the gym, and so we do things like swing on ropes and hit each other with weights, and it's super fun. We learned all of our found weapons choreography this morning, and then this afternoon we learned how to use nunchucks, and then we learned the entirety of our nunchucks choreography too. This day last year, according to Facebook, and I have no reason to assume that it's lying, I had just passed all of my basic exams, and so it's kind of weird that a year later I'm doing the advanced course and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay. The light is looking really good in here, and I am actually quite impressed. Alright, it is day 2. I think it's 18th century Smallsword and something else. Not gonna lie, I was not very good at my first foray into 18th century Smallsword. I don't feel like I'm very good at swords in general, but this one is particularly difficult. Still, we shall see. Everything kind of aches. Oh. Nunchuck is apparently a very shoulder heavy sport. So as you can probably tell from the state of my hair, it's now the end of day 2, in which we went over our nunchucks and our found weapons fights, and we learned our 18th century smallsword fight. This evening I'm going to a kung fu workshop, but it's only for an hour, so I figure I can go and probably not die. So it's day 3, and I am coming to you from the gym, basically because I don't want to disturb people because it's only about 7:15 in the morning. Last night we did kung fu. As it turns out, we're much quicker at picking up the martial applications than we are at katas. Who'd have thunk? Today is Wednesday, which is massage day. So in the afternoon, we break early before dinner and pummel the crap out of each other. It's pretty good. Today we are learning Sai versus double Escrima. Smallsword is not as difficult as I remembered, but it's still very difficult. It's a very technical and precise and dainty kind of weapon, and I am not really any of these things, I'll be honest, but I try. It's Thursday morning, I'm in the rose garden, and ow. So Wednesday afternoon is always a fun time, and by a fun time I mean incredibly painful, but you do feel better afterwards, because we take an hour and pair up and do massage on each other, one part of which was so painful that I reflexively tried to knee my partner in the head. Anyway, yesterday we learned all but 5 moves of our Sai versus double Escrima fight, and we learned the entirety of our Unarmed fight, which is 2 versus 1 in a confined space. Originally we were going to be doing case of rapiers, which is 1 rapier in each hand, or rapier and buckler, which is like a little shield, versus rapier and cloak, but they decided to go with unarmed 2v1 in close quarters instead, and it's so fun. Yeah, feeling pretty good. Still much less achy than basic, so I don't know if I'm fitter or just more practiced, or if I'm just not bending my knees enough. It's probably a combination of all 3, to be honest. Never mind. Alright, it is Friday, which means it's exam day. Well, exam day part 1 and 2, parts 3, 4 and 5 are on Saturday. There are birds, because we're outside. Samson the cat is also outside, but he doesn't want to come over. He doesn't want to sit with us. So today we're doing our nunchuck exam and also our found weapons in the gym exam, which is a really cool one because the examiner sits in the middle, you know, on a spinny chair, and the fight takes place all the way around the gym. I have now learned 4 scripts. It's strange, I find that learning scripts with the fight choreography means learning the script and the choreography is easier. That's odd to me, but I'll take it. Last year, I think, when I looked at my footage, I went, I fight like an angry duck. Like, if there's a vibe going on there, at basic, it's definitely, this duck is very, very angry. This year, all of my partners are women, and several of them are shorter than me. And so for things like the nunchuck fight especially, I'm fighting Liv, and Liv is quite petite, and also seems to know what she's doing. And so I'm there flailing around, and so I've upgraded from angry duck to angry baby giraffe, because it's just kind of limbs everywhere. Probably baby giraffes are more dangerous than ducks, so sure. By the end of this week, I will have been doing stage combat for 53 weeks, and hopefully I will have 11 different stage combat qualifications. 3 at basic, 3 at intermediate, and 5 at advanced. So that's quite exciting. I was saying last night to one of my roommates that this is one of my favourite places to be, and one of the reasons for that is that it feels very safe, which sounds ridiculous because yesterday I got hit in the head with some nunchucks. What I mean by safe is that everybody's looking out for your best interests. And I feel like weird and creepy wouldn't last very long around here. There's a fight which is unarmed, 2 versus 1 in a confined space. So we're in one of the ladies' changing rooms, and one of the moves of that fight is that I, as person B in the choreography, get punched in the groin, which is a very strange piece of choreography to do, where the other person basically puts their arm between your legs and taps you on the backside to make the sound. So it's like, so they put their arm through and they go, and then you react as if they have actually smacked you in the groin. In stage combat, you end up touching people like very intimately because you like grabbing and choking. It's a little bit uncomfortable at first, and then you just, no, it's fine. Because everybody's fine with it and nobody's weird about it. And if you can't do something, then they just change it. It's a very collaborative place, and it's a very respectful place, even though like the preferred method of greeting is something like you come up and you go, and they go, oh! It's like this weird call and response thing, and I love it. Because it's not a competition, and because everybody wants everybody else to do well, it's such a nice place to be. It's so supportive and lovely and warm, and you know, I mean, technically you're acting like you're fighting each other, but for it to be a good fight, you actually have to be cooperating really, really closely. Well, it's Saturday, and I'm kind of sad because, I mean, we've done 2 exams already, and I think they both went okay, so that was good. You may notice I have a little bit of a sore throat. A little bit too much dramatic screaming while practicing dying. What can I say? I'm kind of sad though, because even though it means that today we have our 3 more exams and then we're finished, and that means everything's good, hopefully. I kind of want to stay. We can't stay because they're going to kick us all out and then go off to other places, but I love it here very much. I'll be very glad to get back to my family and my cat and my bed and my duvet. But put it this way, when you come here, you get to fight like 6 hours a day. You don't have to cook or wash up or do any cleaning. You also don't really have to go anywhere, because even if you go to the pub in the evening, your life is contained within maximum quarter-mile radius. And I went to the pub on the first night, but all the other nights I have been too tired. Our found weapons fight in the gym went well. We did a script from the female of the species. Our nunchuck fight, where we did The Mummy Returns, was also a lot of fun. I wore a lot of eyeliner. I then tried to take the eyeliner off with a paper towel. My eyes went bright red. They were not looking good at 4:30 this morning, but I woke up at 7 and they seem to be okay. But I'm not wearing contact lenses for any of my fights today. I'm looking forward to the exams being over, but I don't really want it to finish. I'm having too much fun. And we're back. We're home. We're done. Yeah. You want to know how I did? We did 5 exams, but we got graded twice for each one. Once by ACT and once by the APC, who just happened to reside in the body of the same person at the time. And I got 5 merits in ACT. 5 merits. And then for the APC, look at these things. I just love the logbooks. I love the book. I mean, it's all going online now, but I like the book anyway. I got 4 lower firsts and a 2-1. See this one for the Smallsword? Particularly proud of this one. So the 2-1 in the Nunchuck fight was because after 3 moves, I froze like a deer in the headlights because I forgot that the next move was mine. But I picked it back up without breaking character, so I did not fail. So it's fine, you know. These things happen. The 76 in Smallsword I am particularly proud of, though I think quite a lot of credit has to go to Maddie, my fight partner, who is both very, very good, as you can probably tell from the footage, but also very, very patient with those of us who are less good. So on the Saturday night after dinner, we all got our logbooks back and went, ooh, that's what I got. And then we all went to the pub. They said, what are you drinking? I said, you got any tea? And I said, yes. So I drank 3 pots of tea, and then I had some cheesy chips, and I had a fabulous time. And then I went to bed, and on Sunday I got up and I drove home. And I'm happy to be home, but also kind of sad that I'm not still there. That being said, physically speaking, I was done in, so I slept really well on Sunday night. As you have probably gathered, I love stage combat a lot. Funnily enough, I think the exams are actually part of that because you end up with a qualification at the end of it. Now, admittedly, in my current lines of work, not a particularly relevant qualification, but you never know. So watch this space and I may yet find a use for them. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please share it, because sharing's caring. I hope you find it interesting, or maybe useful if you've never been to one of these courses before and you were considering it. Come, they're really good. I have a couple of other videos on the subject of stage combat and fighting in movies, so you should check those out too. And hopefully I will see you soon, especially if you're in the APC, because, like, you need 10 qualifications at a single level to be an actor combatant, and I mean, what can I say? I'm already halfway there.